All right, another item you want to do prior to operation is some safety checks. You're going to have a moving radiator fan here. You want to make sure that nothing has gotten in there during shipping, whether it be tie wraps or papers, or it could be even, a rodent or something. You want to do a visual inspection with a flashlight, make sure that everything is clear in there, nothing is blocking this fan from doing its work. Also the same, the generator has a cooling fan. Make sure that nothing is blocking this, because the generator needs to cool properly. We have another item here. It's called an oil change pump. This device is hooked up to the sump in the engine. So when you're changing your oil, you can use this to pump the oil through the drain plug here. There's a valve on here for turning it on and off, and you can drain it externally outside the unit. Another item for operation, the generator has a moving part for cooling. And this is the air discharge area. You want to make sure that's clear, that nothing is blocking that. We're still doing our walkthrough. We're doing our safety checks. Before we operate for the first time, we want to look into our breaker compartment, make sure that nothing is touching anything. There's nothing that's going to cause a short, anything that's come loose, any loose wires. We can see here that everything is all the connection points are tight. Nothing is where it shouldn't be. There is a safety interconnect that comes on some of the units where if the inspection door is open, it will cause a shutdown on the control panel. So now we're going to turn on the control panel. The controller is booting up, and we are getting a fault that is for that safety interconnect. At this point, we engage the button, and you can reset the fault. The engine is ready to start. So we have to close this door and secure it prior to operation. On this generator, we're using our deep sea control panel, which is our primary controller. It's currently in the standby mode. It's at rest. We want to place the unit in manual by pressing the hand button. Now you can see the LED is lit up on the hand button, which tells you that it is in manual. Now to start the unit, you need to press the green start button. Now at this point, you want to be listening for any noises that sound abnormal, things that might be rubbing, and checking the control panel, making sure that the unit is making proper voltage. Check for oil pressure, check your various parameters. All your parameters seem normal. There's a 10-second delay from when the unit starts. If it doesn't see all the parameters it needs to, the unit will shut itself off automatically. The operating voltage is good. At which point now we can just shut off the unit. Now say there's something that happens, there's something bad going on, you want to stop the unit immediately. There's an emergency stop button that will kill this panel immediately. The e-stop button is engaged. The control panel is locked out. I'm going to attempt to start to demonstrate. The generator will not start with the emergency stop engaged. I've attempted to reset it. To reset any fault on the deep sea controller, you use the red stop button. It acts as also the reset. Because the emergency stop is still engaged, I cannot reset the fault. To reset the emergency stop, turn clockwise. Now you can reset the panel. The unit is in status mode, at generator at rest. It is ready to operate. We're going to go through one of the safety features of this control panel, which is an oil pressure sensor. If the control panel determines that the oil pressure is not present or it is not at the proper threshold, you will read the current fault that is on this unit. We're going to attempt to reset this fault, and we're going to attempt to restart. And we're going to scroll to the engine section. We can see there is no oil pressure present. After a 10-second delay, the generator will shut itself off if it sees no oil pressure. So the safeties on this unit are working properly. Now we need to troubleshoot why there is no oil pressure reading. We're also doing another demonstration of a potential fault you might see. We are simulating an over temperature fault, and at this point we're going to reset. It won't allow us to reset. We're going to demonstrate how to silence an alarm. So if you can't reset it, you can quiet it. So the fault is still present, but now the panel has been silenced. If you do experience an actual over temperature, the only way to clear this would be to wait for the engine to cool down. At which point we're going to simulate that we have allowed the engine to cool down and reconnect our fault. Now that we've waited a sufficient time, we go to reset. The engine temperature has gone below the proper thresholds, and the engine can be restarted.